and you feel just briefly her hand inside of your jacket. And rather than feeling an absence as though something has been picked from your pocket, you feel that something has been placed there inside of your pocket. Oh my god, what? No,
I thought it was gonna get inappropriate. She just
Jesus.
put a hand.
I don't have to make it inappropriate, all right? You guys do that enough.
I was waiting. First of all, you're the one that said something. Recording would have had no idea that we were making these faces.
I can hear you laughing. I couldn't see your
I
faces
wasn't laughing.
either.
I wasn't laughing. I was just.
I heard.
You heard your butthole.
That's probably no. You're right. That's probably my butthole, actually. All right, does anybody remember what happened last session? This was like 3 weeks ago now, so it would be totally understandable if you did not. But I also know y'all are crazy and take notes and shit.
Well, I have 1 page of notes. Thorough as usual. Roll initiative. Hot pants balls deal acid damage.
Is this when I drag my
Jumps
balls
over
across the guy's face? Yeah.
Hot guy.
Yeah, I
And
just
his
dragged my
balls
sack.
slap him on the forehead. Kills him. Grimace enters the ring. He's wearing a hat. Worship me. That's a quote from Jack. Oh shit, we're fighting LOLs! We weren't, by the way. Fairy fire really makes Jack's eyes pop.
Oh yeah.
Troll seems particularly affected by fire. Grappled by Grimace. Episode title.
Grappled by the grimace.
Ask Adam why he could have been a dick. Never mind. Okay. Lysandra
That's right,
crits.
I explained it immediately.
We did that.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Because she was
Lysandra
like,
crits.
wait, now I really want to know.
Yeah. Crits and changes Grimace into McNuggets. 33 damage. Mommy long legs. All you can eat dried your legs. Episode title.
Bench, I'm disappointed I didn't hear cliffhanger at the end.
I know. Honestly, though,
Did we cliffhanger at the end?
I ran out of room
Massive
on the
cliffhanger.
page.
I mean, I don't know that we really cliffhangered that often. It's just that Bansh's notes always end with cliffhanger. And the fact that it didn't this time just caught me off guard.
I mean, that's pretty much what my notes said too. I got Resh's Storm, because Resh was Storm at some point. And then Og. It's the only other thing. We met Og. Ogvald von Krepp, who is the Duke of Wanderlust.
Oh, yeah.
Sure is. Or at least claims to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Plot twist. Plot twist. You know, if you can't end with cliffhanger, maybe you can end with plot twist.
Plot twist.
So, what are you guys' plans? It was kind of the ass crack of dawn when you guys got ambushed.
Well, I still want to talk to dead Andy,
Cool.
but also Ogwald did tell us at the end, well, not at the end, but in our conversation, that he had been cursed by it, so I want to find out more about that actually too.
You guys are sort of picking up after this carnage. Ugh.
Oh, God.
Not
so
for the
gross.
delicate of sensibility. You guys have irreparably changed the sort of the geography immediately in this area. There is a tree that is like smoldering and on its side that you burned down. And
didn't
also,
start that fire.
Yeah, I was going to say, we didn't start.
yeah, you didn't start the fire. It was always burning, right?
That's true. I
Um,
mean, it's 100% true. We didn't
You
start
were-
that fire.
No, they were attacking you in the tree, and then you just
Yeah.
like bamfed out of the tree.
Did you say
I mean-
banched out of the tree?
Dance.
I said bamf.
I'm like,
Banch
oh,
as a verb is...
What's
and I know
banch out?
exactly what that means. For some reason, banching out of that tree, I can see it.
Shit, I'm telling that tree who's boss.
Yep.
Can I speak to your manager?
Yeah. No, not that extreme.
The bodies have been piled up.
You
So
know.
sorry about the hot bandits,
The hot men's. They all died.
the hot
Yeah.
mans.
And Banch
guys
didn't
go,
even get to...
You guys are examining your area around you. You see that over here, there's a frog. It's a little froggy guy. He was the first one to die. So it's the early morning. You guys are in sort of the remains of your camp. Surprisingly, the place where you guys spent the night
It's still in
is
good
actually
shape.
in relatively good condition for all that the
And we probably
clearing itself has
we're nice
largely
and
been
warm
destroyed.
from all the fire.
Yeah. It's a bonfire now.
Sure.
That might draw attention.
Shh.
It might.
Okay.
Maybe
Um,
maybe we should get out of here then.
Well, I mean, let that be a lesson to anyone else who wants to mess with us.
True.
But anyway, Og didn't leave, right? He's still here.
No,
He
he's
doesn't
still
wander
there.
off to
Actually,
his
he's
Arizona.
warming himself by the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The cheerfully blazing, what's a tree? Yew tree.
No, you're a tree.
What?
Who?
How big is the frog guy? Like, could I put him in my
he's-
pocket?
No,
Alright.
because he is a dead frogman. He is a grung.
Frogman,
He is one of
okay.
the bandits.
Oh, he's a grung. Mm.
I mean, don't you have a bag of holding?
Is it like eating
I
dead
do.
grung?
I do.
Put the whole dead grung in there.
Sure, you
Do
feed
we
it
know
to
who these people are?
Charles?
Yes.
Both?
Well, sort
Well,
of.
we asked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you talked to Og a little bit.
Yeah. Og said they were part of a band belonging to Mommy Longlegs, who is
Yeah.
Right.
now very dead.
Sort of a crew,
Right.
if you will.
The
Yes.
spider hoe. Yeah, we killed the spider hoe.
I must admit that for all that I felt it was a moral lacking on my part, I did feel rather rakish and debonair, swashbuckling to and fro beyond the confines of the law.
Sure.
I mean, I could see the appeal sometimes, probably. But also, you had mentioned that you were cursed into this form, right? Because you were not always...
Indeed, yes.
How did... I know it's probably a little invasive, but how did that happen?
No, honestly, you're the first one who's asked. Most people have rolled their eyes at my tale.
Dysana rolls her eyes.
Yes, very good, quite droll. Well, I was at some sort of party or gala for to make benefit the poor citizens of Wanderlust, as is my philanthropic want. When I found myself being enticed outside by a young, charming lady. She wanted to show me the stars, and I, of course, being somewhat of a astronomy buff, cannot resist a good gander at the far recesses of the universe. And it was a most lovely evening, of course. And one takes chances in a social circle. However, once I got outside, the young lady was nowhere to be seen, and there in her place was some sort of horrid, draconic monstrosity. Now, I was too young to have fought in the Dragon Wars, some 30 years ago, so I did not get to see my fair share of dragons, my only point of reference being Sir Hamadryas, our most beloved scion of Wanderlust. But I dare say this must have been a dragon. Anyway, the creature laughed at me and called me some quite crude names that I shan't repeat here. The next thing I know, I'm waking up in the Pine Wilds in the body of this horrid creature.
Well, I'm just curious, because you know Sir Hamadryas, or you at least know of him, obviously.
Oh yes, no, actually we were I don't know if I would deign to say that we were close, but we did meet one another on numerous occasions and shared ideas and all manner of things.
So, I mean, obviously you know how dragons are, or well, not how dragons are, but an obvious example of draconic kind, but you seem not entirely certain that the personage that did this to you is or was actually for certain a dragon.
Well, it was quite different looking from, say, Hamadryas. For one, a great deal smaller, and for another, quite green, where Hamadryas is, of course, bronze of scale, and an ancient dragon, and dragons never really stop growing. His lustrous scales are burned into my memory, and this was a rather wretched, smaller creature.
Well, for comparison, like, how much smaller would you say?
Not small enough that I deigned to go toe-to-toe in the noble art of fisticuffs with it. It was still, perhaps some 30 to 40 feet long. Sir Hamadryas would wrap around this clearing, so...
Okay, so while this conversation happening, Dysana kind of slinks away into the background and starts cutting off the head of the spider queen.
I feel like if this was like a TV show or something, this would be framed behind Og while
Way
he
behind,
is telling this
and you
tale.
just see her sawing. Yeah. Just like
Mhm.
sawing.
Yeah, and just like lots of
looking
blood.
around, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. Jack's
Oh,
just ignoring it. Hot Pants has pulled out a blunt and is lighting it in the big fire. Just
Makes
completely not.
Comes out, the tips of the beard is also on fire.
Yeah. Just singed.
Yeah, certainly I do not know what I might have done at a given point in time, for all that the life of a politician is a sordid one, with far-reaching actions beyond the ken of the doer, that might have sparked the ire of one of these draconic creatures, especially given that they're not supposed to be here in Wanderlust. They're
Right.
supposed to be confined to lands to the south or lands beyond the fabric of this plane. But needless to say, I rather fled. I was not welcome back into Wanderlust, especially when I began claiming to be the Duke.
Understandable.
And I found myself scrounging a life upon the edges of civilization, the civilization that once I don't want to say ruled. That sounds quite, that of course goes to the Queen, but that I was once a celebrated part of.
Sure.
I'm sure you were a very special boy.
That is what my mother said, yes, on numerous occasions.
um,
No trace of irony.
Mm-mm.
that checks out.
Hot Pants is being very sarcastic, just to be clear.
Well, I figured that too.
Not lost on Adam, lost on Og.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, of course she's so special. What do you mean?
I'm a Duke, don't you know?
Yeah. In any case, I don't claim to know anything about this person who would do such a thing to you, but I imagine it, as close as you were to Sir Hamadryas, it wouldn't be unlikely that if he's collected enemies, that one of them might lash out in such a manner. Not that that could be the only source of this, but either way, I'm just happy to know it didn't come from him.
No, Sir Hamadryas has always been most unassuming and quite easy to deal with. I find him charming company when I am privileged enough to be in his company.
I know we talked a little bit about your future plans, but I can't promise to fix the situation for you.
I don't imagine anyone can. Quite
But
the
I can
situation.
certainly try if you stay with us till tomorrow.
What happens tomorrow?
Well, I can prepare some different magic and give it a shot. I can only hold so
Oh.
much magical knowledge from.
Oh yes, I'm quite well versed in the arcane and clerical arts.
Right.
I was most impressed by your usage of elemental powers.
Thank you. But there are
What
things
please do.
that, specifically the removal of curses is kind of part of our forte. But I don't know that it will work, but I can certainly try. I just can't today.
Most absolutely understood. And although I like to think that at this point our relationship is a friendly one, I will say that you will be rewarded if I do manage to be returned to my rightful place. I rather loath to talk about things such as remuneration, but I feel like it's better to not have it be a ghost over my shoulder.
Sure. And, if it works, we can discuss it then, maybe. But we'll see if it works first.
Indeed. I suppose, then, I shall come with you.
In the meantime, you might see a few things that might feel a bit unseemly, but just trust me that it's not as bad as it looks.
I can't! This whole time, ever since have you not seen Bansh's fucking spider head bloody mess?
Yeah.
She's like, I promise you, I can stand up, my stomach can stand up to whatever you throw at it. And then behind him, she's got the head, she's like, It looks like the Mad Madam Mim.
Yeah, it kind of does! Yeah, from fucking Sword and Stone. That's amazing.
My favorite, by the way, my favorite Disney villain.
Is it?
She makes me laugh every fucking time.
Oh yeah, she's
Fucking
great.
insane. It's great.
that may or may not have been a reference to that, but also the fact that we're about to use Speak with Dead, which with the torso.
It just
that
was
we just
perfect
carried out
timing.
of
While
the
he's
thing.
like,
Oh, I know, it
you
makes
might
it,
see some
it could
stuff, and
apply
she's in the
so
back.
much stuff.
All right, so he has claimed that he is beyond the reaches of nausea with regards to whatever it is that you guys are about to do.
My friends, we still have to question Andy,
Torso,
which, yeah, well, the remnants of Andy.
Torso
that we
boy, yeah.
recovered.
Torso.
Um,
Tabaxi needs to talk to Torso. That's what I just said.
yeah, but we get 5 questions. But he's also not compelled to speak truthfully,
Answer
especially if he
truthfully.
recognizes that I was in who I am. Because we did, kind of unalive.
Yeah, we need to.
He wouldn't recognize Og, would he?
Well, I can't cast the spell, I don't.
No,
Does
but
the
can't.
caster
Well,
have to be the person asking the question? I'm not familiar with Divine
Yeah,
Earth, but
If the D&D movie is any indication, no.
No, yeah. I
Yeah,
was like, wait.
we can ask 5 questions. I've got a few in mind, but if you have any additional input into things that we might want to try and ask Andy. Yeah.
You have the list of what
yeah.
we were
Well,
suggesting.
Rush, what have you? Yeah, what have you written down?
Well, I was going to ask him because the person on the other end of the sending one identified themselves as Viz, right? Who is working with Andy. So who is that? Why does he want the spyglass that he sent Andy to get? And what, if anything, he knows about the disappearance
This person's.
But this a
of
person.
a certain individual.
Yeah. Pretty much like why? Yeah. Did they know the dragon was not going to be a problem when they went for?
Yeah.
That spyglass. Because I mean, if I was going to go for spyglass and I knew it was in a dragon's lair, I probably wouldn't go for a place where there's a dragon pretty nearby who owns it.
Yeah. Stands to reason they may have
Personally,
some insight into why it might have been available.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly,
Recoverable.
wasn't the Spyglass supposed to be in the vaults and was for some reason here? Because Hamadryas
Yeah.
hid it when he was escaping, possibly?
is that what they blame? I don't know. I was eating cake. I don't really remember. I miss cake.
I mean, I think that those are all very good questions. It still leaves us 2.
Can we ask the spyglass where to find cake?
It will show you the nearest incarnation of cake. It will send you to the nearest cake.
I will eat that cake. This
And
is
then
We
use it
also
again?
ask if they know where we can get a red dragon.
But yeah, I mean, that still leaves us with 2 potential questions that may be inferred from answers we get to the first 3 questions.
what else is this
Agreed.
crazy little guy gonna know? So we know he's from where I'm from.
Embargo is all about magic suppression, so they
Mhm.
have these special class of casters who are more like anti-magic casters. They're called abjurers.
Now, since we don't know, that could be one of the questions. We could see if he knows anything about me, since technically I'm like a fugitive of the area. I've like taken off and broken my oath.
Want it?
I mean, do we need to put labels on it?
I don't think anyone really wants hot pants.
Wow. Okay, that's aggressive.
This is. I've gotten used to this at this point. I know you guys how you feel about me.
Amazing.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
that's
so the
question-
last time he would have seen me, we were in battle with all the other stuff. So I'm just we woke up. So
As a rogue, does Dysana have a disguise kit or anything?
Yeah, I have a disguise kit, and I'm really good.
perfect.
Makeover time.
Wrong character.
It's a proficiency I have.
Oh
No
shit.
problem.
The question is, how would you disguise a tabaxi? To be honest,
Different Tabaxi?
like, what could you actually change?
Different
Right.
tabaxi? Let's just
Make them look
change the
like somebody
colors.
else.
Let's just paint.
Dysana-
let's
Dysana
just paint
pulls
him
out-
look like a tiger.
Dysana pulls out a container of makeup and a Sharpie, and there's a line on the thing that says, "This was not animal tested," and she crosses it out.
Shit.
It's about to be.
Not this.
What about a full body bald cap?
I'm
Thanks,
sorry.
Dad.
What?
Wouldn't that just be like a...
Just
Would
let's
it be
just
like
shave
a,
him. Are we gonna shave him? Are we waxing him?
A morph suit.
Yeah.
Turn him into a hairless Tabaxi.
One of those
Yes.
green suits, like on Always Sunny that Charlie wore, the complete,
Yeah, the
complete over
morph
his face.
suit.
I don't know if your standard issue disguise kit would have
Whatever,
that.
a gimp suit. Yeah, we'll put
All
Rush in a
of the
gimp
above.
suit.
Mhm.
I'm sure latex.
I have
exists
some
in
questions
this
to ask
universe.
you. Squeak, 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 squeak,
Yeah.
squeak.
Either way, he's gonna
Okay,
not
how are
put
we
on.
gonna? We can cut off. We can skin Grimace, and then we can.
I'm sorry.
You have a ton of spare clothing that nobody's using right now
Right,
because
like,
they're
let's
dead.
not we don't have to go with the nuclear
We
option
can go
right
with
out the gate.
fur. I mean, it's a big purple fur. They won't know.
Why do we play this game?
Wow. Like,
Because you don't want
doesn't
to
need
kind of
that
impulses build up.
elaborate. Like, I'm not putting on someone else's face here.
Okay, we'll cut off one of the Hawkeye's hair, and we'll make him a little wig, and he can have long hair.
Oh, wow. Anyway.
Because they all got that long Aragorn-esque hair.
Yeah. Let's make Rush a wig real quick.
I mean, we could just hold up one of the
I
corpses and
take
kind
out
of.
my shark teeth. and
Marionette it?
to Rush. I'm like, here you go. You can wear my shark teeth. I won't know who the fuck you are with my shark teeth.
Og leans down. Put those in the fire before you just for like a couple of minutes. Want to order them. Just a thought.
No, they're
Don't worry
dripping.
about infection.
Smart.
This is Hot Pants. Do you understand? Like he is sacrificing right now.
He is. That was quite noble of him. Still gross, but noble. Okay, cat makeover. What is Dysana's vision?
Yeah.
I knew one day this full body, full suit.
She's just has it in her bag of holding.
I feel like your disguise kit is 100% scrounged from people's trash. Like
It is!
there's a lot of fake
It's a
eyelashes,
used
but they're
gimp suit.
used.
No.
It's a used gimp suit.
No.
God.
No.
Used gimp suit. Episode
We
title?
don't need to
Work
go
with
that
it.
crazy. Please.
I'm writing it down.
I'm
That's
ready
for sure.
If you're ever in the dark, you can just shine a black light on it, and it'll shed
Oh no.
bright light within a 30-foot radius.
No, but does anybody else have any visions? Because I don't.
I mean, that's why I was.
I made a wig. I got the, look at this beautiful wig and these shark teeth.
Just, change hairstyles and outfits.
Or, okay, wait.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Do you have some temporary dye?
What if we take one of the dead bodies? Okay.
I already had this idea.
Did you? And then just move the jaw like and then have Resh
Skin the
talk.
body.
Have Resh talk, but then the body's just or mage hand. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
God.
The dead guy.
That seems a lot easier than a full body gimp suit.
You know what? This is the best idea we've ever had.
I don't know how many times I say we don't have to do a full body anything.
So we have one unplanned question. So I think we should cast Speak with Dead, ask him which disguise would work best, and then we have like 10 minutes to put it together.
I don't.
That's quite smart, actually.
Except if he recognizes,
he might lie to you.
Just
Yes.
lie immediately.
Yeah, he could
Fresh,
lie.
I'm just trying to save you.
And just kind of stand him up.
Can you make the mage hand invisible?
I was
Man,
about
I
to
wish
say,
one of us could.
Like, is it a
zombie.
visible hand?
It can be either,
ending.
Okay, so
Could
you
he
could
just,
even
like-
detail the hand, just like,
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? We've established that Hut Pants worked with these kind of abjurers in the past, right?
Yeah.
So you, Hut Pants, would know what their uniforms and such look like, right?
I should.
So then you can describe it to me, and I can use Silent Image to make like a sort of cardboard like standee cutout of it. I mean, it would be like 3-dimensional, but we could overlay it with Resh. Then Resh can ask the questions, and he'll look like a Tabaxi abjurer, and that will give him a semblance of like authority and connection with Stumpy Boy. And then he can ask his questions, and no one touches dead things, which I think is the best part of this whole plan.
I have 2 things to say. I'm acknowledging this is a good plan, but I really like the weekend at Bernie's idea. So I'm really torn.
I'm just trying to think of what your character might know from having used this spell in the past. Trying to overlay it onto a living, moving person might be next to impossible to actually pull off. It might be better to just have him talk away from it and make it look like the silent image is doing the talking.
That'll work.
Yeah. Not to take away from what you're doing or anything like that, but I'm reading the discourse, and people don't like spells to sort of like cross each other's bounds, and using silent image like that would kind of negate the need for like disguise spells.
Also, it should be noted that we can't do this multiple times on him in the same day. Because once it's been, like, the spell will fail if it's been used on a corpse in the last 10 days.
Mm-hmm. Which is why you can't use it on...
If we use it once and then stop and then redo it, you can't. Like, there's not a redo. We have to wait 10 days.
Yeah.
Can't you turn yourself invisible?
Yes.
Can
I can.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's true.
Holy
because
shit.
of your axe.
Now you can
Use your head!
No, you!
Oh my god! Okay, so if we do this, I can make the mouth move while invisible.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
That's perfect.
We can use, okay, how about we put all of our talents together and we use a body, I make the mouth talk, and then Jack uses his silent image, but just the image of an embargo uniform.
Well, that's the other
So
thing,
an embargo
too,
uniform is one thing, but one thing you would also know that Hot Pants would specifically also know about abjurers is that the really good ones are devoid of color. The color is drained from them.
like,
Oh shit. Like
Like
me.
melanistically?
How long
Like,
have these guys
magically.
been dead? They haven't gone, pale
Well, I
yet?
mean, when
No,
you
not
when
yet.
you mean the colors, from their clothes or from their skin, like there's no pigmentation.
Well, looking at Andy himself, he had white hair, extremely pale
Oh my god,
skin.
are they Shatter Kai?
They are
Like
not
me?
Shatter Kai. It is a completely different sort of thing.
I'm fucking
Okay,
pissed
well,
now.
does your disguise
Sorry.
kit include bleach?
Bleach.
we can bleach a dead body. Yeah. It's dead.
Well, I mean,
Or I
Rush
can
is
just
already
paint
fairly
it
light
white.
colored.
I mean,
Or,
it's not gonna
God
get
forbid, I don't know, makeup?
I was gonna say I can paint it.
just fucking bleach it. Just,
We
this
went
disguise
straight
kit
to
contain
shove the
bleach.
body in a bathtub and bleach it.
No, I'm saying as far as color, you bleach your hair to get it lighter, not like a
Does
bleach.
bleach exist in this universe?
Yes, bleach exists. Hot Pants drinks it for breakfast.
I was gonna say
no,
though,
just
piss works like bleach, so I can just piss all over the corpse.
What kind of piss works like bleach?
It does. It's got
Really?
ammonia in it. It's like a lot of ammonia in piss. Yeah.
Well, that's glass cleaner.
Either way,
Are we arguing?
You can use ammonia to bleach your hair.
on the task at hand,
Let me piss on a corpse.
please don't. Are there any very pale skinned corpses here? Before I just cast it and I forget it. Just
I
sorry.
don't think there's
There-
any pale skin corpses now.
There are, yes, long story short, there are means by which, within the bounds of Daisana's disguise kit, that you could make a corpse seem less melanistic.
perfect.
Okay.
Let's
Holy
let's
shit,
do
that was a-
please.
Fucking rumba of a conversation there. Sorry. Whew.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Daisana does the disguising.
Yeah.
Hot Pants does the manipulating, and Rush does the asking.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cool.
So
Well, and you have to do a static image of a juror's uniform.
Well, I thought we weren't gonna do that.
You're doing it over the dead body that I'm making move, but you're doing just the uniform because we realized that that would make it even one step better.
Yeah,
We're
if you think
we're
that would make it
combining
better.
all of our talents. at
So
this
you bring
moment.
over one of the Aragorns and prop him up. Lord knows there's plenty of sticks around, although some of them are still smoldering. Daisana, go ahead and give me a... Gosh, what is it? Is it disguise?
Can I give her guidance on that too?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Just for that extra.
I don't think I've ever actually had anyone use
Right?
the skill.
Would it just
um,
be?
I guess it would be...
like
you know what?
very-
Actually, what am I thinking? You've got a disguise kit proficiency,
Yeah.
So put that over your dexterity. So just roll dexterity and include your proficiency bonus with an extra d4 from guidance.
13
16
plus 6, 19.
Right. Okay, yeah, okay, 19. All right, great. So you have dolled up the corpse.
It looked so good.
Now, when it comes to Hot Pants describing to Jack a uniform,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think
You
of
want me to
exactly
make
what
one
to
because I don't actually know.
what to make you roll. Well, I know what one would look like.
Yeah. And I
but-
should know, technically, like.
You should know. But it's a question of communication, being able to convey the
Describe it
idea,
well. Yeah.
you know?
Well,
I could
you
say
animal
roll,
handling.
yeah, roll animal
Anyways,
handling to
no,
describe.
no, that's a
What about
maybe
persuasion?
Persuasion, yeah.
It's a little off center, but I think it gets most of it. And your persuasion's probably pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's real high. I just got a 25.
Okay, down to the fibers, the weave of the fibers, he is able to describe this uniform to you. And just, assuming that you don't
Hot Pants just
editorialize.
let's imagine, like a montage where Hot Pants is just, like, describing, and he's, like, swinging his arms, and he's like, yes, and he's like going over to Resh, and he's, like, fixing his collar, and, like describing to show, and, like,
I've
yeah.
never seen you so passionate about something.
I love fashion.
Oh. Write that down.
What the uniform actually is kind of a charcoal gray, really sort of leaning into the black and white and gray sort of vibe of what Embargo and Abjurers look like, fringed with like whites and stuff along the edges of the fabric and stuff in a pretty complex pattern. He is able to describe that to you, and it meets. I would say it probably meets with Hot Pants' satisfaction, insofar as anything ever has.
It'll do.
Okay.
It'll do, pig. It'll do.
So, like, if we prop up Andy's torso on one side and have Hot Pants holding up the body on the other, like,
False torso,
opposite,
yeah.
then I can stand outside.
Yep.
Out of sight, like on the others, like
Yep.
outside the log.
You could all be right down below the lip of the log and
Yeah.
completely outside of this thing's vision. Also worth remembering, he won't be able to move on his own, so you won't have to hide. You won't have to put too much effort into hiding. You just have to stay out of his eyesight.
Like if his head is facing me,
Right.
then yeah, there's nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
And I say this is quite exciting.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready?
I'm invisible.
All right.
Okay.
I'm also naked, but you guys can't tell.
They can tell. They can smell it.
Rusher shakes his head and casts the spell.
Light seems to reach down from the heavens above and almost throws a spotlight on the body of Andy, and his body fills with the golden light of the sun. It's as though he is lit from within, and he draws in breath to his shanghaied lungs.
Who is Viz?
The eyes of the creature sort of like the eyes of the corpse like move around in the sockets to sort of focus on you, and he goes, "Do you not know Eviscerate, our proudest scion of our movement, the true movement of the Abjurers of Embargo?"
Why does Eviscerate want the Custodian Spyglass?
Last object of our great ritual to dive into the heart of magic is within arm's length in Wanderlust. But we must find it.
What do you know about the disappearance of Hamadryas?
Everything there is to know. I was there, as was this.
Out of character for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at the others like, okay, we still have 2 questions, but that was kind of a big answer, but also just raises more questions. So group chat, like, what do we want for questions 4 and or 5?
What was your role?
Well, what happened?
How long does the spell last?
10 minutes.
You could pass notes back and forth, and that way he would never hear it.
Like, we have two questions.
Where is Hamadryas?
That's very specific, yeah. I like it. Any other... Or do we want to save question 5 for if we get more information off of 4?
Yeah.
So we'll go with that for 4. Where is Hamadryas now?
Okay, you have asked this?
Yes.
Where the great worm, the last dragon of Wanderlust, is now, I know not.
It was worth a shot.
Well,
Where
because he
did
doesn't
he last
necessarily
see
know.
him?
My problem is I also want to know how, like, I want to somehow ask, like, what will Viz do to get back this Spyglass? Like, how dangerous is Viz? You know what I mean? Like, I want some kind of idea of what we're stepping into.
Oh, I also want to add one thing. When you guys first asked the question about Hamadryas being kidnapped or being disappeared.
I imagine Oddball probably...
Yeah, he definitely like shifted, and you caught him just sort of like suddenly paying much more intent attention.
Yeah, I figured that might happen, but I didn't know of a better way to ask the question that wouldn't be...
100%. All right, one question left.
Okay, so as a team, we have one question left. I mean, we could ask him what Viz was planning to do with Hamad. Like, I mean, we have...
We don't even know if he had anything to do. We just know he was there.
Well, true. We know...
It's also... Sorry. It's just... You asked him what he knows about...
Right. Which is all he can comment on.
Well, he took that to ask, like, how much do you know, rather than, please tell us what you know, which is a different question.
Well, I would think, what do you know is, what is the information you have on this? That would be my...
Yeah, he chose to answer that differently.
Yeah, he did.
Is what
Part
I'm
of the
saying.
spell is the corpse is being a dick.
Yeah, no, fully. But that's like,
Usually
I get
they're
why...
cryptic and brief answers, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that is a more useful thread to tug on than where Hamadryas is now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we have, as far as we know, ostensibly recovered the Spyglass, so...
Well, we could just ask...
It wouldn't be that difficult to use it, theoretically, to find the
To
nearest
find
dragon.
Hamadryas, yeah.
In theory, be Hamadryas. Since, as far as we're aware, most, aside from perhaps the one that apparently cursed Ogwald, most of the dragons have been relegated to other places.
We could choose to ask about this weird super magic thing.
Yeah.
Whatever the
we
hell they're
can,
doing.
but they're an organization of people who are specifically focused on stamping out magic and suppressing
But
it.
maybe
and
we can use
they want to go
the well of all magic, or whatever the fuck it's called, to make ourselves incredibly powerful.
The heart of magic.
Okay, we can use the heart of magic.
Well, it's not hard to imagine that if they get access to it, they're probably wanting to nullify, remove magic, since their whole
That
thing is
sounds
built around
really bad, and kind of exactly what I'm fighting against at this point.
Yeah. So their angle there, I mean, which, granted, I could be way off, but given what we know about their nature and the way they practice, like, their end goal there is, I won't say obvious, but it's not a far leap to get to that, whether that's...
Well, I mean, I feel like Hot Pants hearing that would be disturbed
Yeah.
by that information, for sure.
But what other information could we maybe get?
And
from
yeah,
Andy
what's most important? Viz,
is
Hamadryas.
relevant to us?
So I'd say the most immediate thing we need to know is what the hell we're gonna do when we see Viz in 24 hours.
If it's even him, if he doesn't send a proxy, if he actually even shows up, if a lot of things.
He would never stand Susan up.
That's quite...
Does Viz like red dresses?
Oh my god.
What is Viz's perfect date?
Yes.
What's Viz's type? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
Assuming
god.
Andy
Then
has any
femme
idea.
fatale or man
What's
fatale.
Viz's type could be helpful information,
Oh,
honestly.
shit.
Assuming Andy knows it, yeah.
Well, that's why you just phrase it. What do you think Viz's type is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Because like
Yeah.
we could use disguise self and shit if it's something that we don't got, you know?
We got prep
Oh.
time in polymorph.
True. Sure, why not?
Let's do it. Because
Question number
we've got so many ideas that it's best to just fuck it. Let's do it.
So question number 5 is, what would you say is Viz's
Sexual
ideal
preference.
romantic partner?
Okay, yeah, that's better.
Ideal romance. Such a weird fucking question. I did not anticipate this at all. Hold on, I need a second.
And this
I need to
was just
think
at the
about
very
this.
end of us talking about all these other ideas for like
Every other
15
question was
minutes.
so serious. This one is just like,
Fuck
your
it!
boss.
This is most
What is
serious.
he like?
People usually
No.
think about all your bosses. You totally know what your boss's type is. Absolutely, you always do.
So you asked this question.
Yep.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
happens.
It happens.
There is a long pause. True to life right here. Andy's corpse says,
Eviscerate those who would conjure us chains. He is singularly devoted to our purpose, and I have rarely seen him distracted by carnal desire.
Bullshit.
But I did once witness him form a meaningful relationship with a farmer's daughter at the borders of embargo. Though this union was curtailed by the fact that we murdered her father and then burned down the farm.
and then the light recedes from the spot within the log, and Andy's body flumps down and deflates once again.
Good job, team.
Yay! So we know farmer's daughter type. I've seen those porn. I know what that is.
Title of the session, I've seen those porn.
That's not as good as dragon.
Damn it, she's writing it down, isn't she?
Yeah, of course.
How many other countries does embargo touch?
I believe just Calamine, although it's very close to... Calamine is one of the larger nations, the southernmost on the Northlands. It's sort of the military and cultural power of the continent.
In my mind, the entire continent of Calamine is pink, just so you know.
Sure. You do you. It is also very close. I believe it actually does, share a border with... I think I have the map. With the nation of Crevasse, which is actually owned by the Drow. It's ruled by the Drow.
I've had a drow in my
Do you think they're linked to the Spider Queen? I have her head just in case, you know? Good thing I took
I
it.
mean, she's a Drider. She's part drow, but it's a little different.
I bet she's like a local
Yeah.
celebrity.
It's just out of curiosity, there, Dysana, what are you gonna do with that head?
You never know when you need the head of a powerful...
I'm not gonna argue with that.
Sometimes you just need a little head.
Because you just need a
You know,
little
need
head.
little head.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go... to the... No, I don't.
Oh my
Sure.
I don't do it. I'm joking.
God. After that whole thing, Resh is gonna finish, armoring up and getting ready for travel for the day.
Okay. And you give Andy a decent burial.
With
Do
the
we
other
not?
bandits.
I say we
No,
finally
you don't.
let Hot Pants piss on a corpse.
What? Hot Pants is so excited. He just goes over and just starts fucking pissing.
You could at least move
The
him with
one
other bodies
corpse that-
first.
It's the one corpse that you can't test the bleaching theory on because it's already bleached.
Oh.
Okay. You guys prepare for your day. Ogvald von Krepp, is a bit quiet, but he does ask some questions about what this issue with Hamadryas is.
Yeah, I thought that might.
Yeah. You don't have to RP the whole thing or anything like that, but he is curious.
Just be like, the dragon might already be back at the castle for all we know. We just know that when we were there, he wasn't there. But just asking questions. Just asking questions.
Well, he doesn't seem to be much of the type to fly the coop without at least notifying his most loyal followers. Seems
Yeah.
most unbecoming of him.
That's true. You would have maybe some insight into. 'Cause he definitely didn't inform Lady Brightgleam.
Oh, Lady Brightgleam as well. Yes, of course, it makes sense she would be in on this. They were old friends.
But, of course, one would assume that a person in your position would understand discretion, and that this isn't generally well-known information for obvious reasons.
Oh, no, certainly I understand. One must take the big picture into consideration, even when it is personal feelings at stake. This is the first thing you know, being in politics.
Can I
So
roll
now-
an insight check on that to see if I believe?
Sure.
Well, fuck me.
This
I
guy,
have 11.
yeah, I see. This guy seems, he might be the most unironic and earnest person you have ever met.
Wow. Okay, that says a lot.
Yeah. It may just be that his face is like the size of your torso, and you can see the expression very, very clearly.
Hmm.
But yeah, you don't get a vibe that he's like lying or anything. And at the very least, he believes what he says as matters of principles. Now, whether or not he lives up to it is something else entirely.
Hot Pants is like, so now you know why we were, in the Dragon's Lair, because we were looking for Hamadryas, because Hot Pants, doesn't want him to know that we have the Spyglass.
Doesn't
That's true.
he already know that we have the Spyglass?
I mean,
We haven't told him, no. We kept saying no every time they questioned us. We didn't say anything when we were talking to him.
Yeah, Resh really played dumb with. the
We all
dragon.
did, yeah, we did really hardcore. And he kept defending us, remember? He was like, they say they don't have it.
but he definitely knows what it is and that it was
Yeah.
in there.
But I just
and
want him to
everything.
think, yeah, well now you're in on some information, which is why we were there, right? So he doesn't think, oh well, they have the spyglass. That's my. I just want to like. Be
Yes,
like,
no, absolutely. Checking all the possible haunts of the old dragon. Capital idea. It makes perfect sense to me.
And you can see why we didn't want to tell you this when we were being questioned by Mommy Longlegs.
Okay, but by the way, Hot Pants. He said there was the true movement of the Abjurers of Embargo. Like, does that ring any bell? Like, is that something you remember or heard stirrings of in your time?
The true movement. I mean, I feel like there's been a lot of movements of jurors. They like to move around.
That is objectively so.
Yeah, they also, they got a lot of political crap going on, a lot of power issues, so there's a lot of movements. I mean, it really depends on... I don't... Unless you want to let me roll for something, I would say he probably doesn't know the exact movement.
That would sound like a history check to me.
Okay. Yes. 5. Yeah.
At last, the embargoins are becoming regular.
Not good when they're not regular.
Did we establish
Maybe it's
when
some
Og was
after-
turned into an ogre or troll?
He said a few weeks back, but he was this is I'm pretty sure he had this conversation a few weeks ago. So well before the timeline of what happened with Hamadryas. He also wasn't able to be exact because he's rather lost track of
Did
the
he
time
say how
out
in
here.
just a couple of weeks he ended up, after being turned into an ogre, he went straight to working with Mommy Longlegs?
Well, no, I survived on the fringe for a time, but it turns out that I'm not so good at foraging, and, well, I can't bargain or anything when people are throwing pitchforks and attempting to set me on fire.
I feel that, trust me.
So I rather fell in with the first crew that would have me, and while they did not believe my stories, considering them the ravings of a madman, they did at least share in their spoils, such that I was no longer starving.
Was.
So you felt you owed them when you started working with them?
I don't really see that I had any other choice.
Yeah. I get it. Sometimes you get struck with a group of people, and you just go along with it. I just
Indeed.
I look around.
Very well, shall we away with us then?
Away with us we shall!
Were we planning on sending a message back to town ahead of ourselves, though? Was that something we had talked about?
To who?
Lady Breakling?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Which
Okay, hear me
you
out.
would have just got.
In the world of D&D, are dragons considered animals?
They are not. They are
Fuck!
not. They are not the beast creature type. They are the dragon creature type. Dragon has its own creature type and encompasses things like wyverns and drakes and stuff. Actually, wyverns might be monstrosities.
Dragons are
But-
smart. They're intelligent. Whereas, like, animal messenger is usually kind of a dumb animal.
So are dolphins.
Dragons are a lot smarter.
Some
than
humans.
those. Some humans. I'm just saying, as a rule, I'm pretty sure animal messenger is like it has to be kind of like a non.
It just has to be a
Oh,
beast.
yeah.
So
It is, no, you don't even have to click on a spell slot because it's a ritual spell, so you can cast it as a ritual.
Oh yeah, it's a ritual spell.
It just takes
Oh,
10
yeah.
minutes.
Which is the amount of time it's going to take Resh to get all his armor on anyway.
So while I'm doing that, you can catch a
Hop hands
Oh,
together.
am I
catch a
doing
little
this
bird
right
and send
now?
it on. Yeah.
So yeah, what are your 25 words?
We have information about you know
Wait, does
who.
it actually
Meet us at Welk's Tavern at the time, whatever time it is we're supposed to be meeting them. Whatever
Yeah.
time
It's 25.
turns out to be 3 days.
So,
Isn't that what we discussed? Getting all the groups to meet us there, including Lady Brightqueen,
mean-
right?
Yeah, yeah. So if it would be Vis, and then Lady Brightgleam, and then obviously
The
Skint is
centipedes.
already going to be there because it's his fucking bar.
Yeah. And is Og coming with us? Og, what are you up to? Now that you know information about this dragon, and you know.
Well, I did say that I would accompany you. Sort of unfortunate matters of state and politics, I don't think particularly affect that.
So yeah, we gotta go back to the city and check in with some people about what we have and haven't found.
You still have another 10 words, by the way, if you want to use them. You don't have to.
I mean, we just need to make sure she goes. We've got information.
Please
We
bring
don't want
red
to tell her.
dress.
Oh shit!
Or do we mention the abjurers at all?
Or
I don't think we should. Here's the thing. What are we do?
well,
Okay.
we don't
the
know.
thing
what we're
is, you
doing.
only have 25
We
words
have
to
no
convey.
plan.
So, like, there's a whole.
You've got
But-
6
but-
letters. You've got
There's
6
some-
words left.
Yeah. Either way, we're packing up camp.
Don't ask questions. That's the last 3 words.
I am Susan. No, I'm Susan.
Yeah. Don't ask questions. Love, Susan.
Oh my God.
All right, we have info about you know who. Meet us at Welk's Tavern at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Please bring red dress. Don't ask questions. Love, Susan.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, we gotta go. Let's go,
You guys gotta go.
We gotta go.
You guys-
Let's. Hot Pants just starts
If-
shuffling. He's going. You guys just
Every day
slowly,
he's
like you're
shuffling.
walking real slow, like not even trying, and you walk right by him.
All right, you guys set off. It is an uneventful journey, as you have already had a random encounter.
Yeah.
not to fucking tip
Literally
my
just
hand too much
finished
here.
one.
And Dusk finds you still some ways away from the
Oh,
city.
can
of-
we can we
Hmm?
camp? Do we have time to camp, guys? Because
Well,
I'm damn
We're
near
not going to make it
dead.
to the city today, so we're going to have to camp before we get there.
It's a
Okay.
day and a half into the wilderness.
Yeah, so we need to.
yeah, we're gonna
can
go as
get-
far as we
let's-
can
Let's do
and
some
sleep.
sleepy.
you go as far as you can and sleep. Get a full rest,
Long rest.
long rest,
Oh, I needed
and you
that.
make your way back towards the city. Now, it is worth asking the question. You guys do have the Castorian Spyglass, and it resets every day at dawn. You can use it once per day, and it stays sort of like set. So, like, if you say, like, I want to find a limited edition Alf lunchbox, it will stay set on that Alf lunchbox until the start of the next, until dawn of the next day.
We don't have time to go looking for anything else right now. So
Well-
unless there's something that literally would be like right here.
Well, we don't know where it is, right? So in theory, we could try to locate it, and it could be, next door.
So what
Well,
you're
what's
looking for.
it? We haven't discussed how we're going to use it for our personal items yet, but we could maybe worry first about the dragon, and that's what I'm saying. We don't really have time to go after the dragon.
Well, we don't know that we don't have time.
I mean, you could ask it. It's just it's
Like,
going to be set
imagine
on
we use the
that.
spyglass, and then it ends up pointing to Wanderlust.
That's true. That's
That
true.
would be useful information to know.
Yeah.
Also, what we can do is we can move and then triangulate with the compass, and then we can figure out exactly how far away whatever it is.
Also,
That's true.
important to note or ask: does any of us actually know how to operate, like how the spyglass actually works?
Spending enough time with a magical item, it is presumed that you will be able to work out how it works. Like if
Plus,
you find
he's a wizard,
wand,
isn't he? Like, it's kind of his thing.
yeah, he's a wizard.
Sorts.
He's a wizard, Harry.
It's your thing. He's an old man who uses magic. He must be a wizard.
You should know better as an mature.
Either way,
What?
if it can be worked out, we can figure out maybe how to work it.
Yeah, I mean, we do have an expert in, antiquities and artifacts in the group as a vaguely gesture in Rush's direction. So, if anyone
Well,
can figure
yes,
it out.
it's quite. I mean, I suppose, I did do my time. Of course.
Okay.
I bet you know so much, Og. I get that feeling about you.
I do.
You use those big words. I don't know what you're saying half the time, so I know you're smarter than me.
Are we going to try to... I think, since we
Hot
just
Pants is
completed the
still being
rest,
sarcastic, by the way.
first things first is we could
I
try
cannot tell.
saving Og. Or reverting whatever.
Yeah, well, that's
That's one thing. Do we want to do that first this morning
yeah.
when we wake
What I
up?
was
Try to
saying before we got.
Yeah, because returning to town with a troll is one
Yeah.
thing. Returning to town with the lost Duke is a different matter entirely.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Though once we turn him back, does he have any reason to come
Yeah,
with us?
because he belongs in Wanderlust.
Oh,
He's a Duke of Wanderlust, according to his story.
I mean, it's true.
So if
but,
we take him at his word, then
yeah.
yeah, he has every reason to go back to Wanderlust, especially if we can untroll him.
I just feel like a troll would be much more helpful in what might come.
Yeah, but either way, first thing, like,
In a fight, surely. In a social circumstance, well, it depends on what you think is going to be more
Yeah,
useful.
but we're going into the centipede's bar. Yeah, it's gonna be.
We'll get back there. He'll be a Duke, so he has access to, like, guards, functionaries, dignitaries, bureaucracies, which is, I mean, exactly what I've always wanted.
can
in life.
leverage a
So I
whole
think
lot
we
more
should-
as himself if he's who he says he is in the city.
True. And even if he dies, once he's the Duke, we can always weekend at Bernie's him.
Mhm.
Just throwing that.
But
out there.
regardless, as
We're
soon as
pros.
He doesn't hear this conversation. By the way, we have
this
gone off.
conversation is kind of whatever it is. But as soon as Resh had finished his morning
Yeah.
preparations, he's going to try and cast Remove Curse on Ogwald to fulfill his promise to him.
No.
Just because that's what he would do.
Okay.
I don't know that, like I told him, Resh doesn't know it'll work, but it's the only thing he knows about it.
All right, do your thing.
Take a crack at it, too.
Both of you do your thing.
I'll push it to there. He, according to his story, a draconic figure of some sort cursed him with this thing, which is very vague, and which is why I can't promise that Remove Curse actually will work, because
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah,
Magic is an art, not a science.
so that's why he promised to try.
Okay. It's a little anticlimactic. But suddenly there, swimming in the giant clothing of the troll, is a rather small, dark-skinned, skinny, pointy, bearded little man.
Great job,
Right.
Rash. I think you did it. I really
Well,
hope
you're
you
certainly
did it.
not a troll anymore.
Oh, I say. Did my nether regions really smell this way?
Yes.
That might be our fault.
Oh, well, I feel quite weak, I must say. I suppose I got rather used to all those great bulging muscles and so on, but... Well, here I am in all my glory. Oh my goodness, I am quite nude.
Yes, you are.
Look away, Mistress Elf. Please, I do not want you to be ruined.
Hot, is, like out of he doesn't want you to feel alone, so he just starts pulling down his pants. He just starts.
No. Hot Pants, that doesn't mean you need to get naked too. Give the man some fuck.
I'm just. I just thought he didn't want to be alone. Okay, he starts pulling his pants back up.
This is
don't know.
so much worse than I could have imagined.
We have spare clothes, right? Please tell me. Or if, at worst, we could cobble something from the...
Just pull it off a dead body.
Yeah, there's
We
dead
already
bodies.
Well, there's not dead bodies anymore because you're
Oh,
a
yeah, we
day
left.
away from
That's
all
right.
that.
I mean, we could take his shirt.
I
and,
do.
like-
I have fine clothes in my bag.
All right. That's befitting a man of his stature.
Yeah.
There,
so
I
I'll
think
give
it needs to be taken in a bit around the chest.
Yeah, I
Rather
do.
barrel-chested man there.
Yeah, that's what they call them.
What?
I got dragon titties. Okay. I give him my fine clothes.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I'm quite, I appreciate it. And he gives handshakes all around.
I also, would you like a dagger? You want a dagger? You want to stab some things? You can protect yourself. We'll give you a little nudge.
I needn't do anything of that sort. I simply, I prefer to use words to, mediate, disagreements of any sort. It has always worked for me in the past, so...
I'm regretting not just giving you the ogre sack to wear. Because I still have Grunyon's sack.
Wow.
It is the dawn of the following day. I believe that means that tonight is the night that you are intending on meeting with Vis. So you have about half a day's travel to get back to Wanderlust. Once you get there, you'll probably have a few hours with which you can do whatever it is that you set your heart to before having to meet up with Vis and now Lady Aula Brightgleam at Welk's Tavern.
Okay, let's go then.
Right. I vote we go straight to Ossifer and we see what he says.
Okay, let's go.
And I mean, also, I feel like the safest place in Wanderlust for us will be the heavily fortified Dragon Vault.
All right.
So there's
So this is the choice. This is what we're doing right now. We're going to town, and we're gonna go straight to Ossifer. We're not going to Welk's, or anything first to check out the situation or anything like that. We're just gonna go straight to Ossifer. That's the plan, right? Yeah. Resh?
Sounds good.
Although
Desana?
making the assumption that the
All right.
Dragon Vault is the safest place is kind of a leap since Hamadryas potentially disappeared from there.
Oh, I didn't say safe. I said safest.
There may be no such thing
There
as
is no
safe
such thing as
in
safe.
the city of,
Maybe it's myth.
in the city of Wanderlust in particular, where anything can be found and used. And pretty much every set of hands is the
But
wrong
it also
hands.
stands to reason that if we've recovered Ogwald, that we would reintroduce, take him to Lady Brightgleam and Ossifer, because they would, most people should
Yeah.
at least recognize that that's him, and we would know real quick whether he fed us a whole line, or if he's actually who he says he is.
Of course, I'm a little worried about Lady Brightgleam right in front of him being like, "Did you
Well, he
get the
already knows
spyglass?" He does not know we have the spyglass.
And that's why
Either
we're
way,
going to Ossifer.
We're going straight
and
there.
not
Okay.
Lady Brightgleam.
So either way, you traveled through the wilderness. The hills flatten out into the flatter coastline sort of area of the island of Wanderlust. The trees become sparse, and you find yourself moving down the slope towards the bustling city of the Hoard. By about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you were within the city limits of Wanderlust's market town. As usual, it's quite bustling. You move down the main thoroughfare, and you're moving in and out of groups of people who are browsing the shops and the stalls, a lot of gawking tourists. It's quite crowded. There are occasions where you bump into people. Jack, on one such occurrence, how should I say? A fungal-smelling old woman bumps into you as you move across the cobbled streets. And you feel, just briefly, her hand inside of your jacket. And rather than feeling an absence as though something has been picked from your pocket, you feel that something has been placed there inside of your pocket. The lady is almost immediately off and around you and away into the crowd.
So I would very nonchalantly try to check to make sure that Spyglass is still there. In
The spyglass is exactly where you have left it, if indeed you even left it in that pocket.
Well, then I would very slowly fish my other hand into my pocket and check out the old woman's deposit.
There's an envelope in there.
Ooh.
Oh shit, love letter.
I figured it was some kind of note.
Okay.
I mean, Jack is an old man. It could be a girlfriend.
I'm a very attractive old man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna elbow Resh and kind of give him like a little side eye, and like kind of point away from the market, like a side street.
Yep, there are many of them. All right, you guys nestle into the alleyway between some sort of extremely flavorful chicken selling joint and the Build a Golem workshop.
So while we were walking, someone slipped something into my pocket.
Mhm.
So I think 2 things. 1, someone else from now on should carry the spyglass.
Are you
And
talking
2,
all of us are just Rush right now?
well, all of us, because we're like in a little kind of alley. I'm talking like quietly, so no one overhears.
So we're
us.
all huddled. Okay.
Yeah. And then I found this, and I'll pull out the letter and open it up and read it out loud.
All right. There is not, in fact, a note inside. It's anthrax. No, I'm just kidding.
We're all
So,
Hot Pants
end of
snorts it.
campaign.
Hot Pants snorts
No.
it.
Back on track.
instantly.
There are 4 slips of paper, and on each of these slips of paper there is simply an address and a little symbol, an address and a time.
There are 4 slips of paper, you said?
4 slips of paper,
All
And
of
do they all have
Each
the
of
same
them-
address?
identical. Yes, identical. Down in the corner is a little drawn symbol of a centipede.
So invitations.
And on the back side of this slip of paper, there is the drawing of a turtle with extremely sharp teeth, dripping blood.
This customer service is utterly atrocious. I am
You're
going
gonna
to
talk
write...
to the manager.
I'm going to
you're gonna
talk to all the
banch out.
managers. I'm going to bench out to levels not yet seen in this campaign.
The time, by the way, is at about 10 o'clock at night.
What time are we supposed to meet up at? Well, I guess that's the time. Well, I thought we had set. What time were we meeting Viz? What time did we set up for Viz? We had.
I want to say
I don't
you
know what
said-
time it was when we said 3 days or whatever it was.
I want to say 8 o'clock,
Okay.
but could be wrong about that.
Well,
So about 2 hours before. So we're gonna be there anyways, depending on what happens with.
So you've got these turtle tickets from the centipedes.
Oh, the turtle ticket.
At least we have the dates entertainment covered.
Yeah,
Dinner and a show.
we could just skip the whole
Uh.
thing. So they can all hang out, and we'll just go eat.
Yeah.
Good. So then I'm gonna cast. Come on, I picked the spell especially for this purpose. Tiny servant on the box that contains the spyglass because the box is non-magic.
Okay.
That's so fun.
So-
What is that even?
The box, it starts shaking and it gets a bunch of little legs, like half spider, and it gets some little arms, and now
Yes.
it's alive. And it's-
Tiny luggage!
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so happy!
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
and we're gonna
I
we'll leave the
love it.
spyglass in there, and just in case anyone tries to steal it, they'll lose more than a finger.
Ooh, very nice.
Excellent.
That works
Excellent.
then.
Excellent.
Yes. Oh, that
Do you
is
need
an
to stay
extremely good use of that
concentrated
spell.
on that?
No,
What?
it's not a concentration.
No, it's just 8
spell.
hours. Okay.
Yeah, if it's 1 o'clock, then it'll last till about 9.
So the order in question that you have given it to what? Just to protect the spyglass?
Take the spyglass.
Okay. It immediately leaves you guys. No.
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have tiny legged luggage,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys are back in the city. You now have 4 turtle tickets, and the world is your oyster. It is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which means you have several hours before this stuff
But
needs to come
Don't
up.
see that changes our plan to go see Lady Bright Gleam and Ossifer immediately, right? So we're heading back to the roost.
But
Okay.
Dysana keeps an eye out for dress shops
Smart.
along the way.
There are, in fact, at least 3 of them on the way.
Or a woman wearing a red dress.
Lady Brightlin's gonna be very confused when we get there, and we've sent her a note ahead of time saying to go to Wilkes Tavern and to have a red dress. But we're gonna show up with
You're
our
gonna
own
end
red
this
dress.
with if you'll forgive the title drop, 27 dresses.
It's nice to have options.
It's nice to have that.
Or we could try to just sneak in and just get a hold of Ossifer and not talk to Lady Brightgleam yet. What are we doing when we are at the tavern? Do we want to set her
I
up
feel
to
that's
like?
a discussion
think-
to have with her.
Yeah.
Well,
we're
that
gonna
that changes everything, right? Because
We-
I
we gotta
thought
get-
beforehand that we were kind of like going evil or whatever, and we were gonna like set everybody up. So is that
If not evil, then tricky.
yeah?
And the thing is, we know what we know, but we haven't conveyed that information really, depending on what we want to tell, to anyone else.
But the minute we go to see Lady Brightgleam, we're gonna have to give up that information. We've then chosen a side. So are we choosing this side?
I don't think we'll necessarily have to choose a side. And that's
I
also
mean-
why I want to go to Ossifer first. I feel like he's more morally flexible.
That's what I was asking.
flexible.
Are we just sneaking in to talk to Ossifer and avoiding Lady Brightgleam altogether right now? That was my first question.
I mean, yes. I don't think we'll necessarily have to sneak, but
Well, she's there.
she was there. But I don't think she's necessarily there now. She's, got a life and probably hobbies.
She's been there the time we were there. That doesn't necessarily mean that she stays there. We don't really have a point of reference to know whether or not that's where she stays or not. We just know she was there
Yeah.
when we were there.
And you can always turn invisible and scout it out for us, if needs be.
Can I still do that? Yes, because we slept, right? Yes.
Well, you can also use a spell slot to do it again.
Yeah, that's true.
So that way we can assuage your fears about paladins, as well as move forward with our plot.
Yeah, that's another thing, is I just don't trust Lady Brightgleam. I have no reason to. As a character, I would have no reason to trust this woman.
You only know that she's someone powerful who turned you on to this whole course.
And she's a paladin. And I'm an
she's a
Oathbreaker.
That's true.
Yep. I mean, I think, yes, scouting out the situation is probably a good idea. So we can get close to the I don't even remember what it's called. Then you can scout it out to your heart's content. And once you're sure that, there's no funny business going on, then we can, all go in.
Alright, let's go to the dragon.
The Grand Lair
The Grand Lair.
is more or less at the center of the Hoard, as you may previously remember. And what's interesting now is that whereas before there are these grand stone steps and you walked up them alone and there wasn't really anybody around, these steps are crowded. There's actually people calling and chanting. Some of them seem to be like knocking on the door. The general attitude of the populace is worried and possibly angry.
So do we have to kind of like push through these people to get up to the door?
You absolutely would have to do that, yes.
Alright. I mean, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to just go up to the door and knock? Alright.
I don't
So
know
we
any
just-
other way in.
So the group of us kind of huddle together and just kind of push through the crowd the way you would in like a concert if you're trying to get to
I
the
mean, we
front
still
of
got
the-
Og with us
the
too,
crowd.
right? So I mean, we're
Yeah.
kind of
5 of us then, yeah. Yeah.
Actually, Og has kind of like got like a hood down over his head a little bit. He's like,
Oh yeah, you wouldn't want people to, yeah.
I don't want to cause an affray of any sort until we can sort out everything that's going on here right now.
It's a good idea. Alright, so we like push through and up the crowd and up to the door and we bang, 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 bang.
There is no answer, but you're also not the only one who has been
Oh,
knocking
we're not the
on
only one
door.
banging, that's true. Hey, Dysana. I know! I can't believe I'm about to...
I turn into a rat.
Yeah!
God
Damn it! Yeah, but no, but yeah, no, but yeah, no.
Hot Pants goes, Daddy, no!
And he's just dancing. Yeah, why don't you go check that out?
Or
We
Or-
already
Yeah,
said
no,
she
I'm
could get
going
under
to.
doors, yeah. Last time we were here, you
Yeah,
let her
they're
go
also-
under doors with her rat, so.
Well, it would depend on the door. This is a more challenging door.
That's true, it's the
so-
front door. Could she?
It's the front door and relatively fortified as well.
I want to see her make a rat check.
A rat check.
Make a
Is
rat
there a
check.
small thing you have, like a mosquito? That feels like something.
rat check.
I don't think
Yeah,
at
but I
the
think
level
she
she's
might
at,
find
she
it.
can have like a creature that has like a fly
right.
speed.
That's why I
think.
pointed it out
No.
because Wild Shape is
Yeah.
very specific
Oh.
with.
I have a rat right here.
A
What do you want me to
spider, a
roll?
little tiny spider.
Roll rat. No,
Roll rat.
I would probably call it acrobatics. Probably just
Or
dexterity
stealth or
plus.
something, yeah.
Like dexterity?
Yeah, plus I think there's something of a proficiency bonus in there.
+2.
Mhm.
Well, shit.
What'd you get?
I got an 8. Like, total.
8 total. Okay. So you squeeze through. You squeeze and you flatten. Unbelievably tight and scratchy too, because it's actually a fairly rough-hewn door. You manage to sort of like wiggle your nose in to the space beyond, and you realize you're not alone. You're not fully outside of the door, just your head is outside from underneath the door on the inside of this door. And you realize there is, from your perspective, a massive draconic form right next to you. It's Ossifer. He's sitting next to the door, and he has like a dagger in his hand, and it's like a full-size sword in his hand because it's a human dagger and he's a tiny kobold. And he's just like, you scratch against the stonework of the floor, and he turns and he flinches. He's like, ah, and he stabs you.
Jesus.
This is what the low
Uncanny dodge. No, I'm just joking. I don't have it. I just always.
I don't think it works like that, but okay.
Since we're right up by the door, does Hot Pants hear Ossifer stab? Like, can he tell that there's somebody on the other side of the door?
That is something you would have to do a perception check. Presumably you are listening, but because there's a crowd around you, hollering and knocking on the door, it would have to be a pretty high check for you to be able to hear what's going on inside.
Oh, yeah.
If that's fair to say.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
5 is not going to hit. A 5 is not going to hit the rat.
Hot Pants turns around, looks at the crowd, and he's going to, like he did in the Welk's Tavern where he used his dragon breath like up above everybody to like freak everybody. He's gonna and like up above everybody's heads.
What is his natural breath weapon?
His natural one, because I can do any if I want, but his natural
you can
one
do
is
any.
acid.
That's important because if it's
his
acid,
natural one
it's
is
just gonna
acid.
fall on everyone.
Yeah, but I can
Thank
do.
you. Thank you.
What are all the options? I can do
If you
any
use
one I want.
If you
because
use
I-
the spell
Fire,
version,
lightning,
it's a different thing, right?
poison.
I also can use my meta magic to change it to anything if I wanted to with my sorcery points. So I have multiple options
Yeah.
to change it to.
Either way, as long as
whatever.
it's
But
not
yes,
the
I can
acid,
use
it's just
spell
gonna
version.
literally splash out onto everybody.
All right, you work that out. Banch, you've just been missed with a dagger.
Sure have. So I'll dodge to the side and then make it like try to get all the way through, and then unwild shape and hold
Okay.
a dagger to his throat.
Wrong rat.
Did you find what you were looking for, Mamie?
Yeah, I'm gonna use repulsor gas, and it's gonna smell real bad, and it's gonna go over the top of their heads.
Oh, awesome! You're gonna use crowd dispersal tactics. That's groovy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just right above their heads, so it's not like directly in their faces, because I don't want to like them all to pass out or whatever. So it's like above everybody, so it's just like settling and fall, like somebody just farted a giant fucking cloud above them, for like 60 feet out. So like, it's like it's 60 feet out,
Awesome.
all in a cone.
And if you're intending to get them to disperse or just fucking
Yeah,
calm
I
their
just
shit
want
down,
them to get the fuck away so we can
All
get
right.
in the door.
call that intimidation check with advantage.
So 16. 16's better.
16. All right, yeah. People disperse. Yeah, pretty soon there's only a handful of particularly aggressive folks still hanging out on the periphery of the steps.
Hell yeah. So I've pushed the crowd away. Okay. And he turns around and he's like, "We got let us in!" He starts screaming, "Let us in!" We got everybody back. Let us in.
I am somehow now less likely to open the door than I was before.
And he's just kobold! Bang, bang, bang.
Banch, you've got your knife to Ossifer's throat at this point.
The last time she did this, we know how it ended.
I'm just gonna go up to his ear and I'm gonna be like, "You should really be kind. You never know which one's gonna fucking slip."
Right, yeah.
And then I'll just put my knife away and I open the door. I ask them for the password.
What's the password?
Trinkets.
Password.
I slit his throat. No, I'm
He's not even the one who gave the wrong password.
I know.
No.
We don't have a password. I was trying to think of what Dysana would want.
I know, that's the fun.
I thought it was what would make her happiest and make her most likely to open the door? Trinkets.
Great
Yeah.
news, everybody. I killed Ossifer. That's not what we're here to do. Oh, shit.
But dead is fine.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, Resh
And I
can
put my
make
knife
it.
away.
That's the test.
Huh?
I put my knife away.
Actually, no. When she asked what's the password, I go, psst, psst, psst.
slit his throat.
When she asks for the password, Resh just yells back in to backseat, "Don't you dare slit that man's throat!"
That's probably the
And
password.
then the camera pans in on my eyes, and I just do the sus eyes.
I
And
also
then I
like the
put-
alternate universe where you're like, what's the password? Psst, 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 psst. Silence, and then blood draining under the door.
Yeah, I just see it like slowly oozing out.
Looks down at the blood and then just
nonsensical.
looks at Resh and is like, and Resh.
Can we play out both scenarios, please?
I know, right?
wanna see how
I
this
love
works
them
out.
both. I love them
Sure, you
both.
got another 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's okay.
Ossifer opens the door.
Oh, you're back. Okay. Did you? Who's this?
Oh, because we got Og with
We'll
us.
explain inside.
Yep.
I'm called. Yeah, let's get further in because like it's stanky as fuck out there. I got them away, but they're gonna come back, obviously.
Okay, come on, get inside.
Yeah, there's a couple of people who remained on the stairs, who have taken an interest in the fact that the door is open now.
Yeah, so Hot Pants
What?
was right in. Is like, yeah, close the door. Let's go. Let's get in. They're gonna come back.
Okay.
And he does. He closes the door, and there's like a whole bunch of locks and everything.
It has been hell on wheels out here. What happened? What did you guys get up to? Did you find Hamadryas? That's probably too much to ask.
Well, I guess we don't need to ask you if he's back.
No, he's not, and the people are starting to get wise.
How did that happen?
I don't know. The information got out somehow. Maybe it's just because he canceled all of his appointments, and he hasn't been seen around the town for the last week,
I assume people would get restless if they couldn't do their appointments and come see the dragon and get what they want. Yeah.
People are starting to notice the rumor mill is turning. You know how it goes.
Well, it looks like you didn't do your job properly.
Okay.
I can't... Listen, if I could make him be here, he would be here. All
I
right?
love how Hot Pants is being nice to Ossifer. I saw this the one that's like, fuck you, Ossifer.
What was my job? Control the hearts and minds of the people of Wanderlust? Yeah, sure. Many
No,
have
you could
tried.
have said he had diarrhea.
Well, actually, what I said was projectile vomiting, which, coming from a dragon.
And they still wanted to see him? I mean, I don't want to be anywhere near a projectile vomiting dragon, let's just say that. Been there, done that.
People come to Wanderlust to make their hopes and dreams manifest. There's not a whole lot can put them off.
Though there might be some people out there who want to get puked on by a dragon, this is true.
Yeah, like Tagger was over here knocking on the door.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I washed the door after.
Yeah. Did you wash where I was jacking it last time?
That I just burned down.
Makes sense. Also makes sense.
So what happened?
First things first, do you recognize this gentleman that's with us? I'll try and motion to Ogwald to go ahead and
The Duke takes off his cowl.
Well, I don't... wait a second. How'd you fall in with the Duke?
I mean, we found him.
He was troll. We saved him. Yeah.
I mean, he can speak for himself. He's right there.
I say, my good man, or Ossifer, yes, I believe it was. Yes, we go some ways back now, don't we? I've been to some of Lord Hamadryas' galas, and you're a public figure. Everybody knows you, all right? You're on one of the coins, right? Not, I think the copper piece. Yeah, not like any of the fancy ones or anything. Yes, well, you didn't have to put it that way, but okay.
Everybody watch Adam talk to himself
I
for
love
10
when
minutes.
GMs do this. It's my favorite.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's really good.
Rish is just watching Ossifer to see his reaction to seeing Ogwald, making sure that it's
Sorry,
recognition.
your Grace. Unfortunately, I did not make cake today.
What?
You hear Hot Pants just.
T,
I
when are
sound
you
out-
coming to?
God
Reaches
damn it,
into
Kobold.
her
You had
bag.
one job.
And goes like, And then I say, do you recognize? And I get my little bag of holding to puke up the head.
Which head?
Spider Woman.
Okay, just at this point, I have to ask because we have so many heads.
Oh, well, we did leave. We burned the torso. We burned Andy's torso after I pissed on it. Just to be clear.
The fire was a strange color.
Yeah. It's like when you get those little rainbow fire crackles things you pour into your
packages.
fireplace. Yeah, and it makes rainbow. Yeah.
Louise, what is this thing? What have you been doing?
Answer the question.
I don't recognize this person. I don't even recognize it as a person.
Well, it was. Yeah. Anyway.
I do the sus eyes, and then I put him back in the...
You would have done that no matter what he said.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is...
I love that she just pulls out a head. Like, what do you know about this? And then just puts it back in the
Okay, I'm getting some seriously dislocated vibes right here, but no real answers.
That's how we prove that we are who we are. Only this group could be quite so
Actually,
inhuman.
that checks out.
How is this different from the last time we talked to you?
I started slowly reaching for her dagger.
Significantly.
Hot Pants sees that and starts reaching for his axe.
I slit his throat.
I slit his
At
throat.
this point, Osborne's just
I
gonna
need
split his
that on a
own
t-shirt, actually.
He's gonna see it coming, just do it himself.
Well, we
You, Mr. Beardsley, the sane one. What's going on?
Well, we made it to the former lair, but Lord Hamadryas was nowhere to be found, nor really any evidence that he was there.
Yeah, thought as much. That'd be too easy, wouldn't it?
It certainly would have been nice.
It was easy for you. We're the ones that had to do it. And get attacked by fucking whatever was that head thing.
And just out of character, I don't think we established how open we want to be with this.
Do we want to
How
ask
about
him?
not open at all?
Well, I don't want to tell him that we have the spyglass for sure, because we still don't know what we want to do with it, you know what I mean? We need to ask about what does... I don't want to say for the spyglass is what I'm saying, but we should ask him, does Hamadryas have anything on him, like, that would... He'll know it's for the spyglass if we say that. We're just going to have to tell him.
Well, and also, I was curious about, like, are we going to tell him about the abjurers and the whole Viz thing? Or are we just going to snowball him entirely?
We could ask him, do you
Vis-a-vis
know
Viz.
who Viz is? Who eviscerate the compound balls? Or
The ones who
what
would
the
not
fuck
make
his
us
name is.
cakes.
The one who's not making... The one who would not beat cakes. The eviscerator of the cakes.
One who would not let us eat cake.
You heard of somebody named Viz Kobold? You know who Viz is?
No, I've never heard of anybody named Viz Kobold. That's...
Well, not Viz Kobold. Okay, you know what? So start with me, little guy. So, when we were out there, some other people were trying to go for Hamadryas' cave too. Right? We got a guy named Viz. He's coming after us. Who the fuck is he?
Really? I don't know that name.
The one who would eviscerate those who would put us in chains, I believe.
That sounds embargoing for sure.
Oh, he's
Yes.
definitely from Embargo.
Okay,
But
yeah, all right.
they were there, and they're after us simply because for like whatever was going on in there. Like, you know.
And they're after the spy. Did you get the spyglass?
Sorry, I have to ask because that's what he would ask.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I'm saying, are we gonna tell him? I think we need to tell him. We can always kill Ossifer.
I mean, I don't know why we wouldn't
Dude.
tell him.
Kill Ossifer.
That's what I'm saying. Let's just tell him. Yeah. So we got the spyglass because that's what we got. Yeah, we got
You did. Okay, you got the spyglass.
we
all
got
right.
what we need to do. We got what we need that we talked about before we left. Right? You sent us on a job. We got the job done to the point that you asked for, except for we haven't found the dragon yet. We need to know what does the dragon have anything on him? Because to use the spyglass to find your dragon, we need to find a specific object that he'll be wearing. What?
Yes.
What is he wearing?
One thing that he has never seen without is his ruby brooch
It's a
that
ruby
he
brooch.
received from the king of Wanderlust, now deceased, at the end of the Dragon War as a thank you from the community of Wanderlust for his aid.
Sweet. Okay. So we know how to find the dragon. Now, Ossifer, what are we supposed to do when we find him? What are you expecting here?
I wish I had an answer. I just want him to be found, but we have no idea what condition he's going to be in. Don't even know if he's alive.
All right, well, let's take this one step at a time then. Let's figure out where he is.
Well, actually, I have one thing. So, we discovered the Duke in the wild transformed into a troll.
Yeah.
And he said
Transformed into a
troll.
Troll.
Yes, and he said that this happened to him a few weeks ago at a party, I believe. He met what he described as a 30-foot green dragon.
What now?
That was my reaction. And I was wondering if you had heard of any such a creature.
That doesn't make any sense. A parade came through yesterday. The Duke was in it.
No, he wasn't.
Not the real Duke.
This is the Duke, and he wasn't. He was with us.
I say, somebody who's going around wearing my face? How macabre.
I wouldn't like it.
We have competition.
A creepy grin shines over Dysana's face as she pictures
The
it.
first time she has ever smiled.
Just
Yeah.
slow smile.
Wednesday Adams ass fucking grin.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh my god, yeah. She's a combo
Yep.
of Wednesday Addams and April Ludgate.
I like it. I do like it.
Same.
So, which one is this?
We're really hoping the real one.
Only one way to find out.
It's just slits
I
his
slit his
primal
savagery. No, I'm just.
Oh, okay.
I do not.
So, I don't know what the deal is with the Duke. That's a weird thing. But we got embargoings and
Specifically,
whoever it...
relatively high-level abjurers. Because we encountered... Yes, we encountered someone in Lord Hamadryas' former lair who was an abjurer who was extremely pale.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Also, we talked to a torso, and the torso said that they knew about. They were there when Hamadryas went missing, is what they said.
As well as this Viz character. They were both
Yes,
present.
we're assuming this is why Viz is after us, which is why we're asking you. You sent us out
So they
after to
could be
find
the
this
ones
dragon.
responsible.
Yeah, that's what we're
Yes,
saying.
but we didn't explicitly establish that. So it's probable, but not necessarily guaranteed.
All right, all right. By the way, I'm letting the torso comment pass because I feel like I'm starting to speak your language, and you did speak with dead.
Yeah, we talked to a
Mostly.
torso. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'm starting to speak the language, which could mean that I am going fucking insane.
Yeah. Or you're finally understanding, Kobold.
Okay, so we gotta find this, this character.
Which would be easier than you may
Beat
think.
the
Yeah.
information out of him.
Because we've confirmed that they are present in Wanderlust, and will most likely be meeting with us later. In about...
Meeting with you later.
Well, you see, Dysana gets very lonely at times. And she was seeking a romantic connection. And something just sort of fell into her lap. There were sparks, magic, little birds singing songs.
What
It
he means
was-
by this is Viz demanded to see us, and this was.
I believe
what
it
we
was
came up
offered
with.
first.
Oh, did she offer it? I thought he was like, we need to meet up. We have to meet up.
I'm pretty sure he was just flabbergasted to be talking to us, and then adamant that he gets the
All right, so
Spyglass.
Dysana wanted to get her
Her freak on.
freak on. She's,
I mean, it was a dark, mysterious stranger on the phone,
you know how we all are.
descending wand.
On the phone.
Speaking of that, Kobold, you know where we could find a red dress?
Okay, so you have what? You have a date with the person who may have stolen away or killed Lord Hamadryas.
With a scary guy who
have-
seems to be on our ass because you sent us after this dragon.
You could say we have a date with our destiny.
Okay, we've got to tell Lady Brightgleam.
So we also got Lady Brightgleam. We did what we could, and we got her a message. She should be showing up there at the same time. Also, I don't know if this is important information, really, but the place that we're meeting happens happens to be the headquarters of a particular crime syndicate. So
Where are you meeting?
that's the situation we got out Welk's Tavern.
Oh, of course. I mean, that makes sense. Welk has always been kind of, in the deep end, you know? Shoot. All right. Okay. All right, what are you planning to do? You gonna jump this guy? You gonna jump this guy?
Well, that's why we're talking to you. We one, we need to know how to jump this biscuit. We need to know, what can help us in this situation, because it seems we've got ourselves in a bit of a pickle, in that we have a lot of people who all want the same thing, and some of them seem like maybe they're strong enough to have kidnapped a dragon.
Well, especially if there's another dragon around, which is, I don't need to tell you,
Oh yeah, the big
highly
green
fucking
dragon.
illegal.
It's illegal? Wait.
Yeah.
There's a law against dragons? How did Hamadryas get out of that?
It was the end of the Dragon War. The combined forces of the humanoid armies defeated the dragons that had ruled the world for 5 years, striking down kings in their castles and toppling villages that refused to pay them tribute.
Yay!
Yay!
And dragonkind was banished to the mountains of the Southlands, or out of this world entirely.
But Hamadryas, what did he do? Wait, just out of character real quick. Did you already tell us, did he like turn on the dragons or something? Is that why he
Yeah, he did.
Gotcha. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, Hamadryas saved the island of Wanderlust, provided vital intel, and slew dragons himself in the Dragon War.
All right.
That's
So,
why
yes.
he is honored as the last dragon.
Do you think possibly if there's another dragon that they would go after Hamadryas?
Absolutely, but I don't know if it would be the first place they would go.
Well, it wasn't, because we established that the Duke was transformed multiple weeks ago. Which means that
and then
this plot has been in motion for far longer, because dragons are known to take multiple forms, so it could very easily be the case that this duplicitous Duke is this dragon. Then we just don't know it yet. So I think two things have changed. One, we should not get the Duke back to his retinue, because they could be compromised, and he serves us better being not dead.
Agreed.
And two, I think, and now that we know about the ruby brooch, we can use the compass to locate Hamadryas. And luckily, we're also basically in the center of Wanderlust, so it will give us a very clear direction as to, wherever he may be.
we really need more information on this green dragon so that maybe we could find it.
But you said there was a parade yesterday, right?
Yeah, there's occasional parades of a royal
Okay.
variety.
And the Duke was seen in this parade along with other notaries, I'm assuming.
Members of his family, lesser earls. I think the princess was there. That was,
No abjurers from embargo.
as far as I know, nobody of note from Embargo, although I do not know the ethnicity of everybody
But these
involved.
parades aren't uncommon.
Nothing's really uncommon in Wanderlust. People come from all over.
So it wasn't just out of the blue or unexpected.
What, the parade?
Yeah.
No, it was a scheduled thing. They try to drum up business and public interest, I mean, the people who sell candy floss make a killing on those things.
Who the hell was wearing
Question.
the fucking Duke's
But maybe also the like
Yeah, so-
Jack said, maybe the person who placed there.
said in the style of Daisana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just all of a sudden speaks
Yeah,
up.
let's see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who the hell is wearing the
Yeah.
Duke's face, and why can't it be me?
Yeah. Daisana is Edgeen.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So do you have somewhere you can hide the real Duke there, Ossifer? I assume he'll be safe here. Safe-ish.
Well, the crowds haven't managed to get in yet.
Or the fake Duke.
Or the fake Duke. Yeah. Oh, Dragon
Yeah,
Pants.
as far as I
I
can
call him
tell.
Dragon Pants. Hot Pants also looks at him.
As far as I know, I'm the genuine article, but
That's something, the fake Duke.
that the same thing crossed my mind. If indeed it is my mind.
Honestly, this guy's way too innocent to not be.
I think,
I mean, he's a Duke, he's just intrinsically corrupt enough.
but also you need to inform Lady Brightgleam, right? You said Oscar.
Absolutely. And when it comes to dragon stuff, she's the one to go to.
And you trust her implicitly.
I've known her my entire life. She's great friends with Lord
I can
Hamadryas. We can't really trust anyone, can we?
If they can take out the Duke, who's really beyond their reach?
Here's the thing, Ossifer. How do we know Lady Brightgleam had nothing to do with this? Whoever did this had to have insider information. It wasn't you. Who's the next closest person to Hamadryas?
We could be in an awful lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and leave it at there because it's after 10 o'clock. And that seems like a good enough capstone.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yeah, like I said, let me see if I actually prepped. I'm not even in the game yet. Oh my god. I think this is the 11th session. Now, initially, I said that it was going to be a 10-session arc. Yeah.
We do a lot of role playing.
You guys do a lot of role playing. You guys do a lot
We
of
spent like 3 or 4 sessions in the
I
Dragon's
think
Lair.
4 is more like it. And
It was a really big dungeon with a lot of bad guys who were really hard.
does this guy strike you as a person who would be open about his intentions with just anyone?
He strikes me as a bit of a tweaker. So, from my knowledge of tweakers, my personal knowledge, it wouldn't be that hard to get him to tell the truth, no.
All right. 5-minute bathroom break. Or whatever you want to do with 5 minutes.
So many things I could do in 5 minutes.